I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand. Where's my place in your great plan? Oh Lord, help this man. Lord, I am just a simple man.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a new episode of One Step Closer. I'm your host, Kareem Eid. And I wish the whole Ummah a happy Eid. And I wish you all viewers a happy Eid. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all our good deeds. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our fasting, our charity, and our Qiyamul Layl. And I would like to remind all the viewers that we are broadcasting live on the second day of Eid. So please don't forget to call us, to support us. And on these numbers, country code 202-38-555-248 or 249, or you can send us emails at onestepcloser@huda.tv. And let's welcome Sheikh Moutasem Al-Hameedi. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How you doing?
Alhamdulillah, jazakumullah khair ya
Wa yakum Sheikh.
Barakallah feek.
Dear viewers, many of us during the month of Ramadan acquire a unique spiritual state that gives us the enthusiasm. It gives us the zeal that keeps us going during the month of Ramadan. It keeps us worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in an active way. How can we maintain such state after the month of Ramadan?
Jazakumullah khair ya Kareem. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. This is probably one of the most important fruits of Ramadan, that this beautiful spiritual state that we have arrived at, or we've managed to reach, we should try to maintain it. That's the fruit. And what's the point if we lose it? Because Ramadan is meant to strengthen us, move us steps forward, steps closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what's the point if after Ramadan we go back or we turn back on our heels? That doesn't make any sense. Ramadan is meant to push us forward. So we really develop more iman, a better level of iman, better level of commitment, worship, definitely a better level of character, good character, Islamic character. So the struggle, and this is something every Muslim should struggle with, is to maintain that level. Obviously not everyone, or most of people, they won't be able to maintain the same level as they did during Ramadan. But at least don't go back to the same level as you were, or as you had been before Ramadan. Try to reach a new level. So each year, everyone is moving to a higher state or to a higher level, in terms of iman, in terms of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in terms of the purity of the heart, in terms of the great acts of worship we discussed, like sincerity, good character, nasiha, obviously a sidq, truthfulness. So just if someone comes out of Ramadan only with one important decision in their life, I won't make a lie. Never, period, in my life. I'm not going to make any lie from now on. That's it. I'll hold on to truthfulness. If they really achieve that, that's a great achievement. That would be a great fruit of Ramadan. So if every Ramadan, every year after Ramadan, we develop a new beautiful characteristic or trait, that would be a really great success.
Because the main problem is people, for example, in Ramadan they go from 0 rate of worship to, for example, 100%. And after the month of Ramadan, they drop to below 0. So we need to reach like an intermediate state where we acquire the enthusiasm that would keep us going, just in an intermediate state, somewhere in between. Yes. Correct?
Yes, definitely. As I said, generally during Ramadan the devils are chained. And don't forget, once the Eid approaches, shayateen definitely are determined now to make it up for their loss during Ramadan. They've lost so much. They've lost so much ground, so they want to get it back. So definitely they would be determined to do more damage. And the problem with most people, they're off guard after Ramadan. They think that we've made it, we've done great things in Ramadan, that's it, we've reached a very good level in terms of worship. And that's a very known trick of shaitan. Just like, exactly like the Muslims when they won the battle of Uhud, and they left the mountain, the archers, they left the mountain. They thought Khalid ibn Walid was leaving the battlefield because he was defeated. But he actually did quite the opposite. He turned around the mountain and attacked them from behind. Shaitan does the same. He makes us feel, oh, we've really achieved something great in Ramadan, and it makes you feel happy. So you turn to the state, to the off-guard state. So you feel more relaxed. Okay, I've passed the test of shaitan. This is what most of us think. So Ramadan attacks you at that very critical moment, making use of this feeling in order to get you into a level that is worse than you had been before Ramadan. So this is why we should be careful. Shaitan is very enthusiastic now. He's determined to make it up for his loss during Ramadan. So be on guard. Keep your eyes open. Be ready for shaitan. Maintain that level, or just even if it's a little bit lower level of worship and dedication. After Ramadan, inshallah, you could maintain that. It's a matter of building this beautiful habit.
And I think just that happiness that people get, it makes them sometimes disobey the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the commands of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The same thing in Uhud. They disobeyed the order of Allah of the Prophet ﷺ because they got happy of their victory.
Yes, definitely.
So many people fall into disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet ﷺ because they think, okay, we have worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they feel happy, and that sense of happiness makes them disobey.
That's it. They feel somehow confident, somehow, as I said, off guard. They feel, okay, we've made it, the hazard or the danger is gone, so now we can relax. But it's never like that, because the Prophet ﷺ said, لا راحة لمؤمن إلا بلقاء ربه. There's no comfort, no time for rest in this world until the believer meets his Lord.
Okay. So there's no rest?
No.
So we have to get ready for the struggle.
Definitely. And this is the beauty of the struggle. Wallahi, this is one of the reasons for the sweetness of Iman. As we would, reaching a very good level during Ramadan, try to maintain it, make it, it's a mental state. It's really a mental state. If you just program yourself, I don't like to use this word though, program, but just remind yourself, I have to keep that state of obedience. Okay, some people used to read 3 juz of the Quran every day. Okay, now at least keep 2. Don't go back to lower than that. Keep 2, maintain it, push yourself during the days of Eid and the few days to come. Push yourself, and you will be surprised that once you skip one day, you don't feel comfortable. You've fallen into the habit of, for example, reciting 2 juz every day. Keep that. Keep it, maintain it. And it becomes your normal, it becomes your 0 level. So inshallah, next Ramadan or on other occasions, inshallah, you can go to a higher level. So you keep, ascending in your iman, in your worship, in all aspects, because the Quran really cultivates a wonderful heart. It strengthens your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a very powerful tool to recite the Quran daily and contemplate its meanings.
And I believe we have a phone call. We have Brother Abdullah from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam, Sheikh.
Eid Mubarak.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm very pleased that you are back. When I tuned to you yesterday, I thought you have finished for the Ramadan.
Okay, Jazakallah khair.
Thank you very much.
Jazakumullah khair.
I have really gained a lot. I have really gained a lot through the Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah.
And what you have been doing has been very beneficial to us.
Alhamdulillah.
I say thank you and happy Salah. Thank you very much.
Jazakumullah khair.
MashaAllah, may Allah reward
I hope you are going to continue the program throughout the year now.
Well, inshallah, we'll take this into consideration, inshallah. We'll discuss it with the preparation department. We'll see, inshallah, what plans they have for this show. And inshallah, if anything happens, we'll announce that on Huda website, on my personal blog as well.
Inshallah.
Jazakumullah khair, brother.
If not every day, but at least twice a week. Thank you very much.
Okay, barakallah fiik.
Jazakumullah khair.
Yes. So generally speaking, yes, and I hope that this show really could help us, or the approach that we used in this show is just to show that really, alhamdulillah, in Islam, these beautiful acts of worship are things that we develop and maintain, because you cannot have husn al-khuluq during Ramadan and just say, okay, now I can dispense with that. We can't do that. Husn al-khuluq, once you build it, you reach this beautiful level of a good character, you can't abandon that. Actually, you start to see a wider horizon of beauty, of excellence, of spirituality. So your heart grows to raises to a higher level of beauty and goodness that you cannot turn away from. So we should always be moving forward, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is one of the main themes of our show, is to show that these beautiful aspects of our religion are so powerful, wonderful tools, they are a total way of life. And we should always, improve throughout our life.
Yes. Sheikh, with reading the Quran, you said, for example, we should maintain at least 2 juz every day. Is there any practical way how we can like spread up the 2 juz during the day so it'll be easier for us to read?
Yes, I will give you definitely the answer after we take this phone call. We have, I believe, Sister Lubaba from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Welcome to the show, sister.
Hello.
Yes, please, sister, can you listen can you speak to us through the headset and turn down the TV so we don't get the feedback?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know the program you are now.
Sorry?
Anyway, I just want to commend your program. Actually, it's really a light to every home in this country. And may Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you.
Jazakumullah khair. And you too, sister. May Allah reward you.
Thank you very much. Ma'asalam.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much. MashaAllah, I feel really happy when I hear these words from the brothers and the sisters, just to know that these information that we shared with them, which is obviously found in the Quran and in the Sunnah, once we share it, people are so keen to learn and to pick it up and to understand it and implement it. And hopefully, my wish is to, and my dream is to see these traits and these characteristics, to see them in the street everywhere, see the Muslims holding that, because that's true civilization. Many people in different countries around the world, they display some kind of good manners, probably. Seemingly they are good manners, but in reality they're just something to live with, something that makes life easy for them. It's not real, it's not genuine. It doesn't stem from the heart, but it's just something practical. Because it's practical, makes things easy for them, it makes life more enjoyable for them. So this is why they hold on to it. And I still remember the famous incident that happened in New York probably 20 years ago, when they had a power cut. And the number of things that were stolen during a couple of hours were in billions, and that's amazing. So people just abide by the law. That's it. It's not about developing genuine morality or good character. It's only about practicality. That's it. So alhamdulillah, in Islam it's much deeper than that. It's something we embrace, something we believe in, something we do even if it at some stage seems to be impractical, but we hold on to it because these are our values that we live by.
Definitely. Yes. And we have Sister Hawa from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Welcome to the show.
Eid Mubarak. Thank you very much. Eid Mubarak to you, Sheikh and Brother Kareem.
Eid Mubarak to you too.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to say that this show is good and enlightening. It has changed lives of many I know are around me.
Alhamdulillah.
So my prayer is that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the both of you abundantly and your families.
Jazakumullah.
And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the Muslim Ummah.
Ameen. Ameen. MashaAllah. Okay, Jazakumullah khair.
Salam.
Wa alaikum
assalam wa rahmatullahi. Jazakumullah khair for your support.
Yes, I think we have as well Brother Ibrahim from Nigeria. Ibrahim, salam alaikum. Okay, cut off. So generally speaking, just going back to your question about the Quran, some people have patience when it comes to reading, and once they read, they are immersed in the recitation. They contemplate the meanings, and they're totally devoured, and they can recite actually 2 juz maybe in one sitting, and that would be really great. Qiyamul Layl would help so much. Qiyamul Layl is the best thing to read Quran. It's so much easier than just picking up the Mus'haf and sitting and reading. It makes it so much easier when you read during the during the night prayer. Something that some people like to split that. I know some of the Huffaz, what they do, some of them actually read 5 juz a day, the famous ones, and the very good ones. They usually do that with prayers. At each prayer they recite 1 juz, either before or after, or half before, half after. So they just split it and spread it around through the day, so it's easier for them to do that. And obviously any big task, if you break it down into smaller tasks, it becomes so much easier. That's one of the secrets of achievement and success today. In the field of leadership and management today, any huge task can be dealt with easily by splitting it into parts. It can be done easily. So that would be some of the best advice to recite the Quran. Something that really helps is to remember that these very words, Allah spoke them Himself.
Yes, definitely.
So that really reminds you the great attention Allah gave humanity when He just spoke these words for us.
Definitely. And we have back Brother Ibrahim from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Welcome to the show.
Okay, Brother Ibrahim, please turn down your TV and speak to us through the headset. Listen to us straight through the headset, please.
Okay, I come on. Okay, I come in. My question is asking about the national in Ramadan. Can you continue doing it?
I'm sorry, brother, what was that?
Yeah, national in Ramadan.
Okay, Brother Ibrahim, I would request you please to try to call us again, because the quality of the line is very bad. So please try to call us again. We'll be happy to receive your phone call. It's just we couldn't really understand what you mean your words, because the quality of the line is very low. We apologize about this. Okay, so just to go back to the Quran, really reciting the Quran can change one's life. It's very powerful. These are the words of Allah, and they are said, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said them, and Allah sent them to us, and they are so powerful that they are compatible with the way we are created, with our fitrah. So the impact of the Quran is so powerful. People who recite it, contemplate its meaning, will really benefit from this. Many people say, I recite Quran but I don't benefit. To those I say, consistency is the secret. Don't be impatient, it takes time. Once you develop a habit of reciting the Quran and do that for a few months, then you'll start to feel the impact of the Quran on yourself.
Definitely.
People do it for a few days, a few weeks, and then they give up. It's all a matter of patience. Wallahi, this world doesn't give its fruits except to the patient ones.
Definitely.
So patience is so important in these, and consistency is very important in these issues.
Dear viewers, stay with us. We have a lot more tips on how to maintain the spirit of Ramadan after we come back from the short break, so please stay tuned.
Lord, I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand. When I was born, the first words that I had heard were the words of Allah being whispered through my ear. And as I felt Allah's power in my soul, that day Islam took me in its fold. I am a Muslim, Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon him. I'm a Muslim for all of time. As I grew up, walking in this great big world, I gazed in awe at the wonders of Allah. And as I learned the cruel lessons of life, Islam shone through as my guiding light. I am a Muslim, Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon him. I'm a Muslim for all of time. Look at me now, family around my deathbed. I know not when Allah will call me home. The life I led, oh what a blessed thing. As death comes to me, these words I will sing. I am a Muslim, Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon. I'm a Muslim for all of time. I am a Muslim, Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon. I'm a Muslim for all of time. Lord, I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to One Step Closer. And we have Sister Barira from Assalamu alaikum. From Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show, sister.
كل عام وأنتم بخير. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Today, I must say, is one of my happiest days in life because I've been trying to get onto this Azkuda for a long time, and Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And I just want to say a prayer for you and for all the Muslim Ummah in the world. May Allah bless you, and may Allah enrich us with so many like you and stations like Huda, because it is really a light in the life of every Muslim all over the world. Shukran. May Allah bless you all and bless us all.
Amen.
Hayyakallah. Jazakumullahu khair.
وإياكم وإياكم.
Thank you very much, sister. MashaAllah.
We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He granted us the chance to introduce such a show to the people. Alhamdulillah.
It's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obviously. Yes.
Sheikh, back to our topic, the Quran. For example, some people just recite, but they don't know anything about the tafsir. If we read the tafsir of the Quran, to complete the whole Quran, is there a plan, like an easy way we could do that?
Yes, for those who don't understand Arabic, some people can read Arabic, but they don't really understand it profoundly. To those people I say, try to pick up a good translation of the meanings of the Quran.
Okay.
And obviously one of the best, or some of the best, is Sahih International, is very good, generally speaking. And there's the most accurate, although probably the level of English is not that literary, but it's readable, and the meaning is very accurate and precise, or the translation is very authentic as well, the meanings. It's the one done by Muhammad Taqiyuddin al-Hilali and Muhsin Khan. This is the most authentic in terms of meaning and scholarship and mashallah understanding, because Muhammad Taqiyuddin al-Hilali was a real scholar, mashallah, very strong, deep man in terms of knowledge. And by the way, he spoke about 7 languages. May Allah have mercy on him. And he's Moroccan originally. So I would advise those brothers and sisters who don't really understand well the Arabic language, once they read, they go back to the translation of the meaning and contemplate these meanings. And they relate the meanings to what they read. That would really help them. For those who speak Arabic, the best thing would be, there's a very good book that is available in the market now. Actually, the King Fahad compound for printing the Mus'haf, publishing the Mus'haf in Medina, they used to distribute that for free. It's called the Tafsir al-Muyassar. They're doing it in different languages now, inshallah, and they will spread it. It's called the Tafsir al-Muyassar, one of the best tafsir ever. So straightforward, so short and concise and simple. And it really clarifies the meanings without any complexities. So that would be the best thing for those people to carry. Obviously, the tafsir of Shaykh al-Sa'di, Taysir al-Karim Rahman, is one of the best. But this tafsir al-Muyassar, the easy tafsir, is really so wonderful. And it's a huge number of scholars that worked on this. So they really made it so simple, so easy, and yet without losing the depth of the tafsir. It's so beautiful and so wonderful. So that would be the best thing.
I believe we have a phone call.
Let's take it.
Sister Zainab, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you too, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I just want to commend you for all you've done. And I believe it is for Allah's sake that you have done. And may He reward you abundantly.
Alhamdulillah.
Both the Sheikh and Brother Kareem. You have touched positively the lives of many, many, many families, particularly here in Nigeria.
Alhamdulillah.
May Allah reward you. And may Allah use you to change the lives of many more Muslims in the world over.
Ameen. Ameen.
Thank you so very much. We really appreciate your program. And we ask you to please pray for us so that all we have learned in the various episodes be internalized and used positively to change our lives for the better.
Sure.
And may Allah make Al-Jannah Firdaus your final abode.
Jazakumullah khair.
Ameen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Sister Zainab, for this phone call, and thank you for sharing these thoughts. We really appreciate this, and we hope that all of us benefit from the things that have been said. that we really benefit from them, implement them, live by them, because that's our deen. That's the deen that Allah sent to the Prophet ﷺ, and that's one of the main reasons why the companions, or that generation, the early generations of Islam, really excelled in all aspects of life. So hopefully we'll be able to get back to that stage, get back to that level, that status of the Muslim Ummah, by living by Islam and displaying the real beauty and the real spirit of Islam in all aspects.
Definitely.
Yes, and I think we have another phone call. We have Sister Khadija from Nigeria. MashaAllah, Nigeria is hitting a record today. So, Sister Khadija from Nigeria, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thanks. I have memorized the Quran by heart.
MashaAllah. How old are you, Khadija? How old are you?
I couldn't.
Khadija, speak.
I am 14 years old.
14, mashallah. Okay, speak to me through the telephone, okay, and turn down your TV, please, so we can understand you, or we can hear you well. Mashallah, you're 14 years and you memorized the whole Quran. That's wonderful, mashallah.
I have memorized the Quran by heart.
Mashallah, that's great. That's a very good thing, mashallah.
So, I couldn't speak Arabic very well.
Mashallah. May Allah reward you.
MashaAllah, that's really great.
What advice will you give me to understand the Arabic?
To understand the Arabic language, definitely in Nigeria you have many people who speak Arabic, mashallah. You have great teachers in Nigeria, great people of knowledge who really have the understanding of Islam and they really know the Arabic language. So try to find a teacher in your locality, in your city or your town. Try to find a female teacher to teach you Arabic. Try to find a school, Islamic school that teaches Arabic, and try to read the tafsir, inshallah. So that would be my advice. Learn the Arabic, it's very important, as you have made this wonderful, great achievement that you've memorized the Quran at this age, 14 years old. So obviously you can make a big difference in your town or your locality. MashaAllah, I mean, really this ummah needs people like you, and we feel proud when we hear about such individuals. May Allah reward you.
And this should be a motivation for the Arab speakers. You know, a non-Arabic speaker, that doesn't understand the language, memorizes the whole Quran by heart. And for all those who speak Arabic, this should be a motivation for you to go and start. And it's not impossible. A non-Arab can do it, then definitely an Arab speaker could definitely do it.
Yes, definitely. It's a matter of dedication, it's a matter of determination, and consistency.
Definitely. Back to the Quran, Sheikh.
Yes.
You were talking about the Tafsir al-Muyassar. That's the last thing we spoke about.
Yeah, so I would advise really I'm not sure if it's been already translated and distributed in other languages, but this was the plan, to translate it into other languages and spread it all around the world. Generally speaking, if a person should keep one wird or one portion every day that they read on a daily basis. For example, the ideal would be, for the average person, is one juz. Okay. So every month you read the Quran once. That would be the best thing to do for average people. The ones who really have time and have the energy and can handle more than that, to read it in 10 days, 3 juz every day, that's really great. And believe me, and this is something, a few days ago I talked about people reciting 5 juz every day, they managed to memorize the Quran soon after. Actually, if you read 1 juz every day and you keep that as a habit for a few years, you'll find out that you've already have most of the Quran in your mind. It becomes so much easier to memorize it, so much easier. So really that would be the advice, to read the tafsir. If you take the tafsir of 1 page every day, try to read it. Obviously tafsir takes a longer time. So if every day you read the tafsir of 1 page, within 2 years you have read the tafsir of the Quran.
And I believe we have a phone call. We have Sister Bilqis from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum. Sister, if you would please, sister, with just one request, if you please just mute the TV and talk to us through the handset, please.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead, sister. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just want to commend your efforts on the program.
Yes. Sister, if you would just please mute the TV if you can, please. Because we can hear the echo through the phone.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
I just want to commend your efforts. It's really a nice program.
Thank you very much. May Allah reward you.
All right. According to Nigerian clock, what time is the Qiyamul Layli? Can someone wake up?
I don't really know the time of Nigeria, but generally speaking, sister, any time during the night, you can make the night prayer. You can make the night prayer any time after Isha, inshallah, till Fajr. You can, at any time, inshallah, you can make that prayer.
All right.
Jazakumullah khairan. Wa iyyakum. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Okay. So generally speaking with tafsir, if a person reads one page, the tafsir of one page of the Qur'an every day, within even less than 2 years, you'll be able to read the whole tafsir of the Qur'an. And there's no harm in keep going into circles. Like you finish reading the tafsir of the Qur'an, then you go back and start again. No problem. Make this something or a habit that over the years you really learn the tafsir and you can remember and understand most of what you read. That would be the best thing.
It's the verbatim word of God, so we have to keep that in mind.
Yes.
It's our doctrine that we have to live with.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And actually all happiness lies there in the Qur'an. But the problem is even with those who speak Arabic, is that there's a real barrier. Because we haven't really grasped well the Arabic of the Qur'an, or the original Arabic that the Arabs spoke at that time. So we need to work hard on our Arabic, hopefully inshallah to get the real treasures that we find in the Qur'an.
Okay, now we have to move to the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad
sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
To maintain good manners, to maintain good behavior, we need to all the time see example, and a live example in front of us. And we will never see that life example until we look at the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes.
So, what advice you give us on reading the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Well,
what books?
Yes.
And how to do it?
This is something that we definitely have to discuss, and probably we'll discuss many details about this, because that's what's lacking in the lives of most Muslims. But I think we'll have to take Brother Umar from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Umar. Welcome to the show, and please Brother Umar, one request before you start: turn down or just mute your TV totally and speak to us through the phone. Please, Umar, before you speak to us, totally mute your TV and speak to us directly.
Yeah. Okay, Sheikh, I just want to have more information on websites that I can have contact to Islam very much over the net.
Can you repeat the question, Umar? I didn't get
Islamic website that I can have contact over the net.
Okay, if you send an email to our email address, one step closer at huda.tv, inshallah we will be able to provide you with a list.
Inshallah.
So that would be the advice. Write an email to us to one step closer at huda.tv, and inshallah we will send you a short list of good websites that really present authentic information.
Inshallah. Yeah. Back to the Sunnah of the Prophet.
Yes, the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. We won't be able to understand the Qur'an unless we understand the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, because the life of the Prophet is the real manifestation of the Qur'an. It's the real practice of the Qur'an, of the guidance of the Qur'an. Any person who thinks that we will be able to understand Islam without the Sunnah, without taking into consideration the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, then these people are mistaken. Everything that we find in the Qur'an is explained in the Sunnah through the words of the Prophet, the practice of the Prophet, the lifestyle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Sunnah, the best thing, I believe we were asked the question probably yesterday or a few days ago, which are the best books? Definitely, I would say Al-Bukhari and Muslim. Al-Bukhari and Muslim are the most important books in terms of hadith. They're translated into almost all the languages that we find in the world, so you can buy them inshallah, and study them, read them. Most of our deen, or many of the most important aspects in Islam are found in them, mashallah. And they are authentic, so you don't have to worry about the authenticity. That's great. Another very practical book would be, obviously, Riyadus Salihin by Imam al-Nawawi. And make sure that when you buy a copy, it's verified. There are a few versions in the market. One of the best, probably, the one that is verified by Sheikh al-Albani, or you have the judgments of Shaykh al-Albani on each hadith, that would really help you, because there are some weak hadiths there, so we have to be careful. But generally these books really help a lot, develop a clear image of the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ.
And we have Brother Ali from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I think we lost connection, so please, brother, try to call us again, please.
MashaAllah, Nigeria today is, They're doing a wonderful job.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
for reviving the show.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Definitely. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So that would be the advice. And the sunnah, you can't say that I studied the sunnah, I understood it. It's something that you keep struggling with throughout your life. Because the sunnah is so wide and so big. You're talking about the life of the Prophet ﷺ, was so rich. But the most important aspects are found in these books. So hold on to these, inshallah the rest will follow, inshallah.
What do you think about the book Al-Shama'il al-Muhammadiyya? What do you think about that book?
Al-Shama'il al-Muhammadiyya gives you a description generally of the general practices of the Prophet ﷺ, his physical description, his features.
How he ate, how he drank, how he used to laugh, how he used to talk.
But also get the verified version as well by Shaykh al-Albani. I believe it's been abridged by Shaykh al-Albani, so he kept the authentic hadith there and he discarded the weak hadith. So definitely and it's been translated. It's been translated into English and people can find it in the market, I believe.
Definitely, because that would help you to practice more the qualities that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us, because when you see how he did them as a live example, then it's going to be easier for you to maintain them and to practice them and to manipulate them in your life.
Yes, inshallah. That would be a very good advice. Yes,
inshallah.
Definitely.
Dear viewers, please stay with us for more tips. When we come back from the short break, we'll be right back.
I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand.
Muhammad, peace be upon him, our ultimate role model.
In a cave in Mount Hira, the revelation came. Read, O Muhammad, read in Allah's name. May the blessings of Allah be on Al-Mustafa. None besides him could have been Al-Mujtaba. Muhammad, peace be upon his soul. The greatest of prophets, Islam was his only goal. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. From among all the prophets, Muhammad was the last, as his was a mission of the greatest task. There was only moral degeneration. People clung to idol adoration. For all nations he was Al-Mukhtar. So was he praised by Allah Al-Ghaffar, the bearer of glad tidings, Al-Bashir, leading unto light As-Siraj Al-Munir. Muhammad, peace be upon his soul. The greatest of prophets, Islam was his only goal. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In handling the wicked he had the best of skill. He pacified with tolerance and goodwill. The best of morals he aimed to attain. All he accomplished through suffering and pain. Reviving Iman as Al-Mudhakir. He's known in the Quran as Al-Mudathir. Only he was given the honor of Miraj. Unique was this glory to Muhammad As-Siraj. Muhammad, peace be upon his soul. The greatest of prophets, Islam was his only goal. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
I have left among you the book of Allah, and if you hold fast to it, you would never go astray.
Lord, I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to One Step Closer, and we have Sister Aisha from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just want to say that I really learned
a lot of hadith, a lot of things from your show. So I just want to say Jazakumullah khairan for your.
وإياكم. وإياكم. جزاكم الله خير for your thoughts.
MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. I mean, the life of the Prophet ﷺ is really a wonderful, beautiful experience for anyone to read and study and learn from. And if we manage to, through this show, to just bring it closer to our viewers, especially the love of the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, to practice it and live by that, that would be really, really a wonderful thing.
Definitely.
So, generally holding on to the Qur'an, the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, trying to learn these. Something that I have to say, because it's very important. Many people think that, for example, over a year they'll be able to become scholars. No. You have to seek knowledge, but you don't have to become a scholar. We have to learn, keep learning, make it a lifelong process that never ends. So every day you learn something new, you practice it, and be content with that. So if Allah makes it easier for you to become a scholar or a student of knowledge, and you spread that knowledge, that would be really great. But many people, they just, if they don't achieve a certain level of knowledge in a few months or even a few years, they just give up. No, as a Muslim, keep that as an act of worship, because obviously seeking knowledge is an act of worship in Islam.
Definitely.
And this is why the Prophet ﷺ said, فَضْلُ الْعِلْمِ خَيْرٌ مِّن فَضْلِ الْعِبَادَةِ. The merit of knowledge in Islam is far greater than the merit of worship, mere acts of worship. That's not to belittle or underestimate the level of worship or the importance, but knowledge is the basis for worship and action. So this is why it's very important to learn it. I think we have a phone call. We have Brother Ali from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Ali.
Alaikum assalam.
Naam, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I just want to comment to you on your programs.
Jazakumullah khair, thank you very much.
Because I've learned a lot throughout this fasting period, and really appreciate what you people are doing.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakumullah khair. We appreciate this.
And happy Eid al-Fitr.
Happy Eid to you as well. Jazakumullah khair, brother. MashaAllah. Alaikum salam.
And we have Brother Saifullah from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. May Allah bless you, all of you, and shower all of you with His blessing.
Ameen, and you too.
Okay,
go ahead, brother.
I would like you to give me an advice with my Muslim brother in Nigeria.
MashaAllah. Jazakumullah khair, brother. MashaAllah.
That some of the people during Ramadan, they will be misleading people. For instance, they will be playing music. Why, if you want to make an ibadah, they will be affecting your ibadah, and this.
Okay, some people play. Oh, I think we
lost connection.
Cut off. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get his questions. Obviously, he was talking about people who are playing music or listening to music, and some people trying to worship. Allah musta'an. May Allah make things easy for the Muslims. But I really feel that the Muslims today have to take a proactive approach to their situation, because we can't just remain reactive all of our time. Everybody, we have to develop what is called today strategic kind of thinking of how we handle our deen, how we handle our situation today. Most of us think on a daily basis, day-to-day basis, and we think that by this we'll survive. The world doesn't function like that. There are many challenges around. Some people are plotting against Islam and against the Muslims. And unless we rise up to that level, we won't be able to handle these challenges. So this is something very important. I hope that Muslims generally see themselves as part of the Muslim Ummah, and that they have an impact collectively on the Ummah. So don't take your life personally. Don't limit yourself to your own person, to your own life, and you say, if I can survive, if I can make it, that's fine. It's not like that. We shoulder a responsibility as an Ummah, and we have to share this Islam with the rest of the world. We have to strengthen this Ummah and really rise to the level of the challenges we're facing. So be concerned about learning Qur'an and learning the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, teaching that to your children, making it a way of life. Wallahi, there is so much power in that way of life. Only by the Muslims holding on to the Islamic morality or Islamic character and mannerism. It is a very powerful tool. The truth has its impact, has its power. So it has its impact. So don't underestimate that. Don't think it's only a personal behavior that you exercise or you practice, and that's it. It doesn't end there. The truth the beauty of manners and Islamic character has its power, and it really penetrates the barriers, and it gets you to levels or some horizons in life you never thought that existed before. So hopefully this, inshallah, would help us hold on to our Islamic mannerism.
Inshallah. And I believe we have a phone call. We have brother Saif from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum. Abu Bakr, brother Abu Bakr. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, brother Abu Bakr.
We have some people in Nigeria, they are calling themselves Al-Sunnah. So please, we need to...
Brother Abu Bakr, please, you have to mute your TV. Mute your TV and speak to us directly through the phone.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, and
we have some people in Nigeria, they are calling themselves Al-Sunnah.
No.
So we need explanation in who is good or is not good. They are proud in.
Okay, I believe I got it. He's saying that some people in Nigeria, they're calling themselves Ahlus Sunnah, so to classify oneself or one group, is that a good thing, or a good sign, or a bad sign, or is it allowed or not?
Well, that's a big issue, and it takes time to handle it. Whether because sometimes every Muslim should ascribe to the Sunnah. We can't live without it. Like Imam Ahmad heard a person saying, Alhamdulillah ala ni'mat al-Islam. I'm thankful to Allah for the gift of al-Islam. He said, say Alhamdulillah ala al-Islami was Sunnah. Say Alhamdulillah for the gift of Islam and the gift of Sunnah. Because yes, when you said Islam during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, it was known what you were talking about. But after that, when people came up with innovations and sects and different groups, you had to distinguish yourself, because everybody says, I'm a Muslim. So what type of Islam are you talking about? We have to be practical and face the realities of our time. So Islam generally, many people, especially in the West, when they study Islam, everybody that ascribes to Islam, even non-Muslims like Ahmadiyya, they say they're Muslims. Even like a methodology like the Shia, which is obviously far from Islam, they say this is a form of Islam.
Nation of Islam.
Yeah, the nation of Islam as well. So we have to make sure that we tell the people that we are Muslims, but we are upon the original way of Islam. Obviously the right way to say this, that we are upon the Sunnah, or upon the way of the righteous predecessors, the way of the companions, the righteous Salaf of this Ummah. It's very simple, very straightforward. But I don't know what's the reality of these people you're describing, because sometimes people might make or turn that into some sort of partisanship, and this is what we don't want. So I can't really judge the situation, brother, from just a phone call. Obviously, we need more details to talk about it. But generally speaking, as Muslims, yes, we should ascribe to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ.
Back to the topic, Sheikh. The Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Some people think they're going to understand or acquire the whole Sunnah in 1 year, or like maybe just by studying 1 year or 2 years, they're going to acquire the whole Sunnah. I view the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as a big orchard that has all sorts of fruits.
Yes.
There's no way on earth you're going to gather all these fruits in 1 year or in 2 years, or just by one time reading the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. You need to contemplate, you need to read, you need to...
Yes, definitely. Sunnah, as I said, it's a lifelong struggle. It's a lifelong process, learning knowledge, acquiring that, trying to implement it. You can never acquire that within a few days or a few months or even a few years. It's something that you keep struggling with, you keep learning, and this should be our struggle. Because this is how people get hasanat. This is what it means to strive and have mujahada or jihad, which we talked about. I think we have a phone call. We have Sister Maryam from Nigeria, and I think that would be the last phone call. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, welcome to the show, sister.
Thank you. And please, I want to comment on my fellow sister from Nigeria, Khadija. She really tried on finishing the Quran at the age of 14, although she's also my age mate. And I would like to take her as my hero, because I'm about to finish the Quran also, but I'm even trying. And please, I will wish you to visit Nigeria very soon.
MashaAllah, how old are you, sister?
I'm 14 years old, sir.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I mean, these are great news that are arriving here from Nigeria. I mean, it shows that there's a lot of goodness, MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I want to visit Nigeria.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, sister?
I wish you to visit Nigeria very soon.
Hopefully, inshallah. Make dua. May Allah make things easy. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much. Okay, I think you were about to read something. Or
Oh yeah, I wanted to read some of the comments that we have received. We have this comment from a brother Aminu, and he's saying that the Ramadan shows were really educative and he really loved them. Also, Sister Zainab, she's saying that she's thanking us much for the programs that we had on Huda, and she's saying that we're very educative and she learned a lot. And we also have Sister Rafia Hanif, and she's from Canada. And she said on the day of Eid, she was lonely and she was sitting alone, and she was watching the programs on the day of Eid, and she loved the program that we had on the day of Eid, and it kept her company, and it just it made her day, the Eid day, cheerful.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That's very good news, yes.
Alhamdulillah. 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 And I think the time's up, or do we still have time?
Allah understand. I don't really know, but anyway, generally, just to give a general advice to people, to our viewers, is Ramadan, yes, has ended, but the Lord of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is always there. If you have really achieved something good in Ramadan, don't let that go. I mean, it's a great achievement, so don't let it go. Hold on to the most important practices you've developed. If you've developed reciting Quran, for example, keeping your daily portion or wird every day, please don't let that go. And if you have learned, for example, to develop good husnul khuluq and good character, please maintain that throughout the year. Let Ramadan be with you throughout the year. If you have developed a high level of patience, dedication, worship, qiyamul layl, please maintain that. And look for the coming Ramadan, inshallah, if Allah gives us life. Look forward for that one in order to raise to even a higher level. And by this, inshallah, we can always move to a high level, get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah reward you for your comments and your support and your emails. We really appreciate all of this. And even only by watching and benefiting, that would be really great. May Allah reward you. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this effort sincere for Him and accept it from us and from you. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakumullah khair, Shaykh. Thank you. Dear viewers, thank you all for watching us. And please keep us in your dua and have a happy Eid. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Lord, I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand. Where's my place in your great plan, oh Lord? Lord, I am just a simple man, trying hard to understand. Where's my place in your great plan, oh Lord? Help this man.